This is the 20th video of the wargaming of Wargame Design Studios Operation Typhoon, which was Hitler's December 1941 offensive against Moscow. This is, geez, what is this, the second or third series? I cannot remember. It's the second series, and in this one I'm again playing the Germans, and the game's artificial intelligence is playing the Russians. It is November 15th, 1941. 2000 hours, which means 8 p.m. I think. Turn 7 out of 421 turns. It's night conditions. It's night and snow conditions prevail. Now, at night, really, in World War II, you didn't fire artillery because you couldn't see where the shells dropped. But in this game, you get to fire at night, which is really stupid. But that's the way it is. So, you have to live with stupidity a lot of times. Now, I have no idea where I am with the movement here. So we're going to have to start at the beginning. These guys are fixed. This division's moved. This division. Christ, everybody's got a fatigue of 110. Cripes. 100. Why is that? They haven't been doing anything. This one's moved. These guys have moved. Whoopsie. These guys haven't. These guys haven't. These guys have. This must be where I left off. These guys moved. These guys have not. Christ, I move one hex down this crappy railroad. These guys have not moved. Okay. We're making for the railroad. Okay, here's where everyone's headed. It's Staritsa. What kind of bridge is across here? None. Let's see if this guy can cross. Probably next turn. Alright, so all those guys are done. Look at this guy go. So that division's done. This one looks like it hasn't moved. Oh shit, these guys are part of that division? Well, let's see if we can cross here or here. It's going to be a slow boat to China on this road. I think these guys will head for this crossing. Be a lot quicker. Okay. Oh, Christ, we gotta go down this road to Staritsa to go over. Going across here is going to be too long. This is the road we want to go down. So this armor ought to haul pretty good down here. These guys moved. This guy's so close. I'm gonna move down this road. Nah, you got these damn streams. They always make you stop. on these secondary roads anyway. Jesus, now where the hell are these guys going? Down here, I guess. It's the only place they can cross. Like I said, I don't know if this game moves are so long, if it's adaptable to be televised. I'm still gonna do it though. It's probably boring as hell for most people. Okay. Now the Kalinin, we're gonna move from the bottom up, so I'm next. Where's this guy headed? To this road. Oh, we can't cross the goddamn stream. That's nice. I'll go down to my battlefront, move that, and then start moving up. There it is. Okay. God damn. The Guards Rifle Division isn't even affected. This one's at least disrupted. Do shit to this other one. Alright, let's pile some tanks in there. Deploy an 88. An engineer here. Put an engineer there. Let's move this guy out here. Double warfers are set up. I'm getting ready to sneeze. Yeah, excuse me. All right. See if these guys will work their way. Are there hard zones of control? Excuse me. It's involuntary. So I don't know why I'm excusing myself, but I will anyway. No, it's not locking zones of control. Why in the hell isn't he letting me go around? Crud. Should be able to start slipping around there. But I can't. Of course, it's just like World War I. Okay, we've got 2 tank battalions there. Yeah, look at it. We just creep along at a hex at a time, just like World War I. So much for Blitzkrieg. Okay, this is a forest, so we'll drop this guy. I actually have a fair amount of artillery here that can shoot. Hopefully it can do something. The 10th Panzer Division headquarters. Let's move him up. Move this Nebelwerfer here. What's the range? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's enough to work these two over. Drop them there. Okay, we'll deploy him. Move the tank battalion up. Deploy him. Flak. Deploy him. Why didn't this tank battalion deploy? Okay, now he is. Ooh, that's a big one. 150. Range of 13. Got a woods hex here. So we will deploy him there. Let's get the infantry headquarters up. Christ, this stuff is ridiculous. It's moving 1 hex at a turn. Motorized on the road, and all they can do is 1 hex. Christ. I hate to send motorized through the woods, but I got no choice. Okay, these 10 and 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's dump all these guys here and deploy them. We're gonna, not this turn, but next turn, we should have a shitload of artillery coming down on those 2 bums. Okay, armored car. Hopefully he can move more than 1 friggin' hex. Okay, finally somebody that can move. Yeah, crisis is almost ridiculous. You move all these mobile units up here, and they move just like World War One. You might as well be playing World War One. Ew, there's a big boy. 100. Yeah, I don't know. At one hex, advancing at one hex a turn. I don't know if I can, if it's theoretically even possible to get to Moscow. Because that's what AI is going to do. He's going to keep one unit on the road. And so I'll advance. I'll have to attack it about 10 times to remove it. Because this game, as far as I can see, fights like World War One too. You just keep beating the unit down. I mean, realistically, in one turn, if 3 armor battalions hit an infantry battalion, that infantry battalion would crack and it'd run. It wouldn't just stand there and be disordered and just keep fighting. I think the U.S. in World War II, they figured a unit would be ineffective if its losses were between 30 and 50%. More like 30%, I think, for most of the units. And then they took it out of line because it was ineffective. Well, in this game, you can be down to 5% and you'll still be effective. You won't be able to attack, but you'll be able to defend. So that's whacked out. But I am going to be working on the Battle of the Bulge map for this, but I'm wondering whether I should also work on a Typhoon map, but this is one honking big map. It's going to take forever. I don't know if I'll live long enough for me to complete it. At least the Battle of the Bulge one I think I can figure. I think I can do. But the combat in this game is also screwed up. And of course the artillery sighting rules are a joke. It says you can see one hex, snow conditions. So for the most part, aircraft isn't available. But you're still able to spot all these artillery, especially at night. How the hell, in the middle of the woods, can you spot artillery? I mean, enemy positions. It's like stupid beyond belief. They didn't. It's not like now where they have the technology to do that. They couldn't do it. But in this game, it's like you're Superman. You can see through trees, even at night. It's dumb. And not all units can spot. I mean, infantry battalions had for the Germans, they had a 105 millimeter battery attached to them, to each one, so there are 3 per division, and then the 4th battery was 150 millimeters, and those were considered to be the anti-artillery batteries. They would fire at other guns. Now, if they're close enough, you can see a muzzle flash, and that was a problem with the Katyushas. They really lit up so you could see them, and if you were close enough, you could target them. Had a big backblast or something. But you know, if they were through 2 kilometers of woods, you wouldn't be able to see them. I mean, in World War II, something had to see where the shells went down so you could correct fire, whether it was the Navy or the Army. In the Army, you had spotters to observe, to correct fire. And spotters were only attached to infantry and armor battalions. Each one had a battery and each one had a spotter. Now, only the Americans had time on target, which means they were really good at combining different batteries on the same target. And they could fire those batteries all at the same time. Now, the Germans can do that, but they weren't nearly as good at it. You'd have to have some sort of die roll to see if they could do it for each battery that wanted to fire. But they were basically shooting at, like the battalion would be shooting at enemy units, its spotters were spotting. And sometimes the Corps, at Corps level, they would come through and tell them, okay, we've got a time on target, so you've got to fire at that. But for the most part, they were just firing at units adjacent to them. And the game even states the visibility is 1 kilometer. So that's a hex right next to you. It's not some hex 20 hexes away. So I can fix the visibility within the context of the game by playing both sides. And I'm considering doing that for Battle of the Bulge. So I might start that up again. And the sighting rules would be more realistic, not these. These are just fantasy sighting rules. I'd just skip over the night turns. Because, yeah, okay, they did some night fighting, but it was very little. And they did some movement at night, but again, it was very little, so you could easily skip the night turns. It's a waste of time to play them. You didn't fire all your artillery at night. Christ. How would you see those targets? Any of those dopes that design the rules ever spend a night turn in the woods? Yeah, you have some reflective snow here. But trust me, it's pitch dark in the woods. If you hold up your hand, unless it's a full moon, you're not going to see shit. You could be surrounded by guys and you wouldn't even know it unless somebody farted. which is generally the case when you're camping out. I've done that a lot, and yeah. It's like Blazing Saddles, where all those guys were eating the beans around a campfire. All those cowboys, they were farting like mad. Yeah, that's what happens when you got guys doing that. That's routine. Ooh, look at all this artillery. I wish it were further up. But I should start really blasting those guys with the artillery. But I'm sure the guy who designed the combat, it looks like he was taking his development from Dupuis' combat calculations, because they have, well, 100, a tank equals 100 men, an aircraft equals 100 men. That comes out of Dupuis. I forget what his first name is. He was a general, I think, during World War II, and he wrote a couple books quite methodically on, how World War II combat was to be handled. He was actually almost the first war gamer, because that's how he looked at it, and making it a formula for a war game combat table. So a lot of people, done again for SPI, they kind of took his stuff and developed a combat table. And this guy did too. So I've got his books. I've got to go find them now and look them over again. His weakness was his combat formula included a lot of data that wasn't available, still isn't. You've got to make a combat table out of the available data, and there's a lot of it. But he used some data that was just a given, and it's like, where did that come from? What was your source? Unknown. He still had the right approach because he quantified it. I don't think anyone up to that time quantified World War II combat. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna read those books over, see if I can get some better insight as to what a better combat table than the one they have here is. Okay, now I guess that's everything in the north. Okay, seeing some disappearing guys here. Oh, that's right, I have to be in travel mode to cross. Okay, here goes. Whoa! Right away we meet someone. I need some big guns to reach down there. I don't see any, just 105s. They're only good for 10 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we might. in the village, and we'll deploy. Alright, let's see what's up with these guys. Are they still there? It looks like it. See, I would have fallen back, but they don't want to. Okay, we'll go up there with all those guys. Start pushing these guys in place so they don't run away. Okay, this would be the southern part. So let's go up north here, and this is our yellow brick road right here. So we'll just follow that to Kalinin. Oh, more artillery. These guys are moving pretty good, considering they're not motorized. Usually you get like even one hex, 1, 2, 3 hexes. But these guys are going pretty good. Oh, look at that big gun. It's 100, I bet. Yeah, those are nice. They got a soft range of 14. Great for infantry. 14 hexes, that's a long ways. This game's got a lot of good points to it. The map is wonderful. The unit detail is excellent. Combat table, I'm not so sure it's that good. Artillery sighting, really bad. But this is a game. You remake. I'm subscribing to Illustrator now, so I'm starting to draw maps again. So you can have a digitized game in Illustrator. It's the only drawing program that really is suitable for wargame maps that I've found. Anybody knows of a better one, let me know, but that's the only one I found. I have Affinity. That's really not suitable. You can kind of do some of the things, but it's just not up to it. And then what's the other one? Corel. Corel's program isn't up to it either. Oh, look at this, another guy in the road. You guys are starting to sneak on the road, huh? We'll deploy. Deploy him. They really aren't going to hold me up, I don't think, because the gaps are just so huge. I've got so much stuff coming down the road. Yeah, I used to do that when I was playing Waterloo. So Napoleon's moving down the road with his whole army, and he put a battalion on the road. Oh, guess what happened to the battalion? Got surrounded and eliminated every time. See, look how far away I am. Now this road is heavily traveled. I've got this armor unit here. Shit, he's not even disordered yet. Well, we'll start piling on him now. Yeah, shit, these are hard zones of control. sucks. Okay. Oh, anti-tank. Could use that up here. Naval warfare. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's deploy right here. More armor. Let's deploy it. I'll put him in a village. Ooh, 6 hard. Okay. He can only shoot at one guy. So even if I'm deploying, he may get some casualties, but it's only on one guy. Then they'll be deployed. Oh, the headquarters I got here. Okay, we'll deploy him. Holy shit. I will deploy him. Ooh, more artillery. To 150. Range of 10. God damn it, he won't go in the woods. Well, next turn then. Yeah, see, these guys aren't being delayed at all because they don't have that much movement. Well, that's what he'll do. He'll keep popping out on the roads. But pretty soon I'll be past him and then it won't matter. I'll put him in. Travel Well, since this is a main road, I should probably head back this way. I'm so crowded in my battle line. It's probably going to take me 9 or 10 moves to spread out. So these guys, all they would do is lengthen the line, which is nothing. But to knock off an armor battalion, now that is useful. If he came out with an infantry battalion, that wouldn't last very long. These armor ones take a while to grind down, but the more that's eliminated, the better it is. So to come out on the road, just a single battalion, that's good. A whole bunch of them wouldn't be good. Putting these guys in travel mode. Oh, and we got this guy up here. It's interesting. Oh, I got a tank here. That's ridiculous. We can't slide from zone to zone. Okay, our guns are all deployed. Let's go up here and occupy that village. Rubble, good. Alright, we'll continue on our way here. The good thing about these hit and run units, they usually don't have artillery support. Sometimes they might, but these guys are like moving out of their artillery, I think. So I do have artillery, and they don't. That should make a difference. all these guys are moving past. Let's move closer to the road here. Village clear. Ooh, a couple armored battalions. I think we'll have the time to peel off to deal with this unit. Oop, that guy moved already. Jeez, look at that infantry go. Those motorized units are so nice on these main roads. Christ, he only goes one hex? Jeez. What's the matter with these guys? Why are you only going two hexes? This guy, this infantry I can see. Okay, it's not motorized, but that artillery is. Look at the two wheels. Alright, this guy's out in the middle of the boondocks. Another guy out in the middle of nowhere. Jesus. That guy's moving for infantry. And we got 2 minutes. Alright, I think that'll be it for today. Let's see where Kalinin is. Shit, still a little ways away. These guys are all moved, that's good. So just these guys in here. Okay, so we will continue on next time.